Right.
Record.
I'm going to put you on big view so I can see you properly. Full screen. Okay, I'm ready.
We're coming into pose of a child.
Mm.
We might stay there.
Yeah, sounds good.
So just giving yourself a few moments to settle in. Bringing your awareness to your body and looking now to see where you're holding tension. And the answer, everywhere, is fine. Just starting the process of working with the breath to create those releases and all of those key tension areas. Staying in the pose of a child, you're going to come straight into the Ujjayi breathing. So with the chin naturally tucked in, it does lend itself to the ocean breath. So you can allow it to happen quite naturally and start working with the exhale to create a little bit more release, but also to empower the body, ready for the practice. On your next inhale, come up so that you have weight on your hands. But your knees and your hands are going to still be a little bit too far away from each other to be called Baranasana. So we're almost wrong, if you like. Last week I was all about grounding. This week I'm not entirely not about grounding. We're just going about it in a slightly different way. So from here, you're going to swing your hips off to the side. Sit back and do a circle with your butt behind you. And you're going to come over one hand towards the inside part of the hand, the inside part of the other hand, outside of the hand and around. So effectively, we are rolling our body weight around in the wrist and through the fingers, lengthening the thumb, stretching and opening up through the forearm. I suggest changing sides after every couple, otherwise we're going to end up in a terrible pickle. We'll all have only gone one way. So you do want to get into your wrists, get into your hands, get into your fingers. Go on. That wasn't to you, that was to the dog, sorry. So when you feel like you've gone roughly the same number of times in each direction, we're going to walk the hands back so that they're now on either side of the knee. And we're going to put the back of the hands on the floor, fingertips pointing towards the toes. Other side, back of the hands on the floor, fingertips pointing towards the toes. And now you're going to allow your body weight to just settle through the top of each hand so that it's stretching your forearm. Whilst you're here, try and turn your arm around so that your elbow pit is facing forwards. So straight arms, and then rotate your arms so that your elbow pit is facing towards the end of the mat. It is a big stretch on the forearm. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay right now. It's fairly unpleasant when we come out of it. So we're going to come out of it in a very particular fashion so that you don't hate me forever. And that is to come off a bit like you're peeling the back of your hand away from the mat, almost like one little bone at a time, coming away. It's like peeling. And then we're going to use fingertips to help us rock into a toe stretch, which I know is Gabe's absolute favourite. So we're going to tuck the toes underneath. So we're not coming to the balance just yet. We're just allowing the hips to sit down onto the heels. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And whilst we're in our toe stretch, try to think about having the shoulders down and space between the tips of the ears and the shoulders. Connect with your breath and try to ignore your toes. From here, we are going to go into a toe balance. So allow your fingertips to come through to the mat and just push yourself backwards so you're balancing on the base of your toes, as straight a spine as you can get. Once you're happy with your straight spine, come back to Anjali Mudra. Concentrate on a point in front of you and feel length. Allow your hands now to come to Kali Mudra. So your first two fingers are pressed together and pointing to the ceiling. The other three fingers are interlaced. On an inhale, we're going to send the heels to the floor and shoot your arms out in front of you for chair. 4 breaths in chair and then fold forward to Uttanasana. At the end of your 4th exhale, take another inhale, and then as you exhale, take the arms to the side, straighten your legs, and then grab onto each elbow. As you work on letting your arms hang, your shoulders release, the weight of your head go, releasing the neck, and just allowing the backs of your legs to really start to open up. We're going to drop the arms towards the floor and soften the knees. And then on an inhale, send the arms out to the side. Straight spine, lift the chest. I know it's chopped my head off, but it doesn't matter because we're coming back down to the mat in a second. So holding it here for 2 breaths. And then on an inhale, the arms are going down and around and uplift the chest. As you exhale, we're going to swallow dive, soften the knees. You can take your hands to the backs of your ankles and draw your head in towards your knees. Half spine on your inhale. Exhale, tuck your head back in. You can grab the backs of the ankles again if you like. And now as you inhale, we're going to walk the hands forward to come to downward facing dog. Allow your feet to be hip socket distance apart. And now just come into that upper back space where you press your chest towards your knees. There's space through the armpits, and we're pedaling the feet to open up again through the backs of the legs, the lower legs specifically. So you're bending one knee, squeeze the heel into the mat. Take it really steady. On your next exhale, lower your knees and flatten your feet so that you land in table. Not on a table, that would be very painful. So, give yourself a moment to really feel the connection that you've got between your hands and the mat. We're going into cat-cow, and then we're going to slightly change our cat-cow. So when you're ready on an inhale, you can kick the chest forward and the tailbone up. Exhale to round the spine. your next one, come out and come back to a neutral position. So you're just sort of balanced in the center. We have done this. The disco cat. Okay, so you've still got that rock from side to side that we were doing on the wrists. Okay, you sort of go up into a rounded spine on one side, come down into extension to cross the middle. So you're going up and across and down, and then obviously we need to change sides. And the breathing is the same. So it's just got a bit of a rock from side to side. So coming back to that idea of getting into the wrists a little bit more. The breathing is the same. You exhale on the round bit. Inhale on the extendy bit. And then after you've done your next one, just sit back onto your heels, come up to kneeling and circle your hands around. So, we are going to go into a sort of slide to cobra, but you know me, I've messed with it. So I'm going to take you through it first of all, and then we'll have a go together, okay? So our conventional slide to cobra would be to slide the hands away from you. Chin, chest, slide to come up. That is still the same. What we're going to add on is the double knee bend as you take your head towards your feet. And then you're going to come down, all the way down, so that as you come off, you stay low. That's the key difference, right? So it will be inhale, exhale, stay low, inhale, exhale. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, reach your hands away, plant them, use your thumbs, chin chest slide to cobra. As you start to come up into the cobra, bend your knees, kick your head back, and imagine you're touching your head to your feet. That's it. Exhale to lower, so come down flat. Inhale, stay low as you push back, without scraping your face on the floor. And then exhale to start again. So, you know what you're doing, so go for it. The breath will help if you remember to breathe.
Just about.
Stay low, stay low. So I almost want you to feel like you're doing the chin chest slide backwards as much as we do chin chest slide forwards. Yeah. Did you just stick your tongue out at me, Emma?
Yes.
Oh, very mature.
I can't do it. I can't go back. Without coming up.
Next one is the last one, and then you can rest back into pose of the child for a moment.
Oh, my balls.
So let that settle, and then when you're ready, roll yourself up to kneeling, and we're going to come to the middle of the mat. So we're going to be keeping it conventional for this bit, and the fact that I've had to mention that means that in a little bit, it's not conventional at all. So I'm going to take the leg out to the side, dig your heel into the ground, and then we're going to rock to the side to come into your gate pose. So with your gate, you can have a little bit of a rock around. So you can come into all the corners of your body, you can find your tight bit, have a bit of a freestyle session. And then when you're ready and on an inhale, we're going to lift the leg and lift the arm. So you're kicking out through that heel, fingertips pointing to the ceiling. 4 breaths here, and then we're going to come into that bow variation, where we come into a front of thigh stretch and the foot pushes back against the hand. So you're really opening up through the front of the body for 4 breaths. Then you can do a whizzy little change over to the other side.
I'm in another room, so everything's a bit.
I did wonder if you were just the other way round.
No, I'm in a different room. Just
Ah,
because my room's trashed and I couldn't be asked to tidy it.
well, the Wi-Fi is better where you are today.
Probably because I'm directly above it.
Sorry?
Probably because I'm directly above it.
Right, well, it's definitely different. It's better.
Just proves how bad it is in my room, then, doesn't it?
Yeah. You need to demand a room change.
Well, this is the smaller room, so I'll deal with the bad internet for a bigger room.
Maybe this can now be your yoga room.
Yeah. Be a pain to move everything as well, because everything's screwed in here. There's a wardrobe.
Complicated then. When we come out of this one, we're going to come round into all fours.
Yep.
On an inhale, send the chest forwards and tuck your toes under. Exhale into downward dog. We'll take 2 breaths in downward dog. And then on an inhale, step your right foot through to the top of the mat. We're going to come into a low lunge. So, flatten out the foot at the back and start working into your left hip. I've gone with the same leg as you, which might mean in a minute I've actually turned away from you, but I couldn't get my head around doing it the other way. So, so I shall be talking to you out the back of my head in a second. So from here we're going to come into the rock. So as you're exhaling, you're going to lift the toes up at the front, really drop down into the back of that right leg, big stretch. And then come forwards through to the hip once again on the inhale. Exhale to rock back, inhale to rock forwards. Can we all just take a moment to appreciate how beautiful outside it is today?
Yeah, really.
Finally.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Doesn't it make a massive difference to your mood?
Yeah.
And then, of course, in about 2 months' time, we'll all be complaining it's too bloody hot, we can't think straight, right? So, on the next one, we're going to come right back. So you're going to sit down onto your heel. Your toes are pointing to the ceiling. This is really unstable because the natural tendency then is obviously just to rock towards the straight leg. So you have to have quite a lot of your weight going down through your left heel. And we're going to try and find our balance here and come to Anjali Mudra for 4 breaths. So the weight wants to be over the left heel. And this is where I'm going to turn my back on you. So I'm going to leave you there and actually come up and show you exactly what I'm going to do. So from here, you just need to let that leg slide out a little bit. The back foot is going to shift off to the side as I turn away from you. And you're coming into a side bend down the inside of your right leg.
That way.
So now turn to your right, like lean down the inside of your right leg, go. That's it. Back of the hand on the inside of the lower leg. Arm comes up and over. Yes. Yes. So it's a big side stretch, yeah? Okay, on an inhale, we're going to come up and turn your body so that your hands are going down on the same side as your bent knee.
Yeah.
And then we're going to turn to a plank.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 breaths in your plank. Use your fingers, lengthen your thumbs. At the end of your 4th exhale, take it up to downward dog. We're going to take one more inhale and exhale here, and then we're going to step through to the front of the mat on an inhale with the left foot, and drop the back knee down. Okay, so yeah, I know we're like completely turned around from each other, but you'll be able to figure it out from what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure. So for now, we're into the right hip. So using the breath, particularly the exhale, to try and create a sense of release through the front of the left hip. And then we're going into the rock. So as you're exhaling, rocking back, lifting the toes, dropping your body down, forehead towards the left knee, and then at your own pace entirely. Inhaling to come forward, exhale to rock it back. And then on the next one, you're sitting all the way back. So now all the weight of your body is going through your right heel. Left toes are pointing to the ceiling. Once you've got your balance, bring your hands to prayer. Nice straight spine, 4 breaths. And then when you're ready, we're coming up. Slide that straight leg away from you a little bit. Swivel on your knee. And side bend down the inside of your left leg. That's it. I don't know how we did it, but we all ended up in the same place, so I'm down with it. Then as we inhale, we're going to come up, take your hands to the other side of your bent knee, so it's the same side you went before. You're going to come back into your plank for 4 breaths. The end of your 4th exhale, make your transition to downward dog, 2 breaths. And then walk your hands towards your feet to come to Uttanasana. And drop your arms as you soften your knees on an inhale. So the arms out to the side, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the hands down the centre line and pause with your thumbs pressed against your breastbone for 2 breaths. Then relax your arms down and turn around. Or Emma, come to the front of your mat.
Oh, it's too hot in here.
It's what?
It's too hot in here.
Is that because it's smaller?
Yes.
Yes, I can imagine that would be a problem. Right, question is, am I brave enough to take my socks off? No, not yet. They're still falling off. Okay, so we're sort of doing a sun salutation, but sort of not. So come and stand to the top of your mat. That's it. And bring your hands to a prayer. So tap into your breath. And then anything I throw at you shouldn't phase you. Inhaling, we're going to send the arms up, lift the chest. Little bit of a back bend. Exhale, folding down the centre line. Take your hands to the backs of the ankles, draw your head in. Half spine on the inhale. Tucking back in on the exhale. Then on an inhale, step your right foot backwards. So you come into a lunge. Exhale, turn the foot to flatten it. And then inhale, right arm goes forwards, up and over, warrior 2. That's it. Okay, so nice powerful arms, tailbone tucks underneath, abdominals pulled in tight. Watch that front knee a little bit, okay?
What?
Your front knee's trying to track inwards. That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
4 breaths we're taking here. And then it'll be on an inhale, we come back to the lunge. Inhaling, exhale to downward dog. 2 breaths. On an inhale, come through to a plank. Just drop your hips down and lift your chest up. So we come into a version of upward facing dog. Yeah? Drop the hips, lift the chest, power, yes, it. Inhale. Exhale, back to downward dog. 2 breaths. Then on an inhale, we're going to step through with the right foot. But then as you exhale, turn your left foot. Inhaling, the left arm is coming forwards, up and over. We come into warrior 2 on the other side. Are we all on the other side? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. It's all working out as planned then. Then on an inhale, back to your lunge. Exhale, step your back foot in and tuck your head in. With soft knees, send the arms out to the side, straight spine, inhale. And then exhale, come down the centre line and pause. Now is a good time to take a drink before we do it on the other side. You've got one. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, other side then. So, settling into your breath to start with. On an inhale, send the arms up, lift the chest, hips forward. Exhale, we're folding down the centre line, grabbing the backs of the ankles, tuck your head in. Half spine on the inhale. Exhale, tuck your head back in. Inhale, step back left foot. And exhale to turn it. Inhale, left arm, forwards up and over. 4 breaths, warrior 2. So every time we come to warrior 2, you want to be looking at just making it a little bit more powerful. So the back leg a little bit stronger, really making sure that that knee is directly over the ankle, the arms are lengthening, tummy pulled in, tailbone tucked under, spine long. And then inhaling, we come to lunge. Exhale to downward dog for 2 breaths. Inhaling, we come through to plank, but we drop the hips, so we come into a modified version of upward facing dog. Shoulders down, exhale, take yourself back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths again. Then when you're ready, it'll be the left foot that steps through on an inhale. And you'll turn your right foot on the exhale. The right arm sweeps forwards, up and over. Back to warrior 2 on the other side. Abdominals pulled in, tailbone tucked under. Back legs strong, stretching. Push the knee back. And try and keep your toes long. Inhale for your lunge. Exhale, step the foot in, tuck your head in. Soften the knees, take the arms to the side with a straight spine. Inhale. And then exhale, come down the centre line and pause. Now relax your arms down for a moment. I'm going to talk you through my next, piece of creativity. It's not that complicated. I just need to tell you first. Okay. So we're going to come initially into crane, and you've got a choice with crane. You can have your hands in prayer. They can go up, or you can keep your hands on your hips. And you've got several options, because once we've been in crane for 4 breaths, we're going to take it straight to warrior 3 for 4 breaths. And our warrior 3 is going to take us to goddess.
Lovely.
Thanks. Yeah, right. Shall we see what happens? Yes, let's. So what you do with your, you can change it. You could start up here and then go, oh no. So I'm going to let you decide where you want to put your hands, but make it yogi. Okay. So really find your connection through the sole of the foot that you're about to balance on. When you're happy that you're really feeling every section of your foot and you're grounding down through the mat, then we bring up the other one. Push the heel to the floor and the knee to the ceiling. Crane pose for 4 breaths. When you're ready, just do whatever you need to do with the breath to take you into warrior 3. The foot stays flexed behind you. Kick the leg out, lengthen through the arms, 4 breaths. At the end of your 4th exhale, we're going to whirl it into goddess. Up, over and round. Pow! Nice. Cool. So really working through your feet, knees out to the side, tailbone tucked under, feel that strong connection in your center. Chin mudra out to the sides. Straight spine, remember, is that feeling of actually lining your back up against a wall, neck really long. On your next exhale, we're just going to collapse down through the middle. Let your arms go, let your head go, wide leg forward bend, completely release into it. Try and get your elbows to connect with the floor. If they won't, imagine that they do and then do it. From here, we're going to try and take the arms out to the other side of the mat. So you're going to reach your hands underneath you, palms flat, almost like you're trying to tuck your head in and rest on the back of it. Coming up to a half spine. On an inhale, we're going to do easy side lunges. So just rocking gently from side to side. No real effort needed at the moment. Just getting into the hips a bit. And then you're going to point your left foot down to the end of the mat. So you're now pointing, that's it, down one side. The left hand is going to go back of the hand on the inside of the lower leg. Straighten the arm. Come into trick-on. Yeah, but like nicer. So you need to do the thing you do with your arm that makes it go to the right. There you go, lovely. It is like magic when you do that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop that top arm down towards the floor, walk over to the other side with your hands, change your feet, and come into trick-on on the other side. Now, if I told you to go into a lunge from here, are you now pointing the other way down the mat?
Yeah.
Good. That's where you're meant to be. So, come out into a lunge on an inhale. Exhale, bring in the back foot and tuck your head in. And then with soft knees, wide arms, inhale. Lift the chest, feel back bend, and exhale. Come standing. So you should be at the other end of the mat, yeah?
I thought I was, but perhaps I'm not.
It doesn't really matter because you can just do it on the other leg anyway. Doesn't really matter, does it? So, we're going into crane. So, exhale, plant your foot. And then you're going to bring your other leg up. So lead the heel to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Do whatever you need to do with your arms. Remember, you can change them. So 4 breaths. And then it's warrior 3. And then to goddess. See, sometimes this stuff works in my head.
I moved to the wall. Wow.
powering out to goddess when you're ready. 4 breaths. That's it. Work those knees out to the side so you're really aware of the outside edges of your feet. And tuck your bum underneath you. And pull your tummy muscles in. And breathe. And smile. So we are going to drop down through the middle into the wide leg forward bend. But we don't have to go through all the other stuff. So we're just coming in for a relax. And then you can choose to take your lunge in any direction that makes the most sense to you, because I'm about to tell you to step back to downward dog. Okay? So we should all find ourselves in downward dog, theoretically pointing the way that we want to point down the mat. When you're ready, lower to your knees, but come up to sitting. So, we're going to go back up to downward dog in a moment, and we're going to take it into 3-legged dog. Now, one that you're familiar with is to go from 3-legged dog to come through and tap your elbow. Yeah? You familiar with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is you're not just going to come through and tap your elbow. You're going to try and bring your foot to your wrist.
Once you, where are you? Hold on to it. No, I can't see.
So you're going to try and bring your foot to your wrist.
Ooh.
Okay? So it's the same sort of thing as when we bring the knee to the elbow. It is a little bit more challenging, and there is like a whole lot of chance that your foot is going to go nowhere near your wrist. Doesn't stop us doing it though, does it? So shall we give it a bash?
Yeah.
So all fours, set your intention, get your breath sorted, and then when you're ready on an exhale, go to downward dog. Make sure that you've got full control over your Ujjayi breathing before you take the inhale that sends the leg up. And then as you exhale, it will bring the toes to the wrist. And then go back up. Inhale. 4 on each side.
How many?
4 on each side. Yeah, it's really wasty, isn't it?
It's very difficult.
It's very wasty. Yeah, I was kind of digging it. I can't do it either, for the record.
It's
But
much,
there you go.
much further than you imagine.
Okay, so we're going to go into kneeling. I've just got my heels very slightly on the outside of my pelvis, so we haven't gone into that full thunderbolt hero pose. They're just very slightly on the outside. And then you're going to take the hands behind you, lace your fingers together, work your shoulders down, chest up, very slightly lift the chin. And we're just breathing here to open the chest and stretch the shoulders. On an exhale, we're going to bring the arms around to the front, grasp one hand with the other, and round into your back. So now the attention is on breathing into the upper back space. And then we're going to place the hands flat on the legs as you come into a straight spine and just those easy neck rolls. So as always, if you notice you've got a particularly tight fit, you can hang out there. Or you can keep it moving. When we come out of this, we're coming into Sukhasana, and I think I'm just going to let you make the decisions on how. There's probably a really funky way that we could do it, but your knees might protest, I reckon. So we've just got the legs in easy position, easy cross legs for an easy twist. So we're going to take the hands to the outside of the knee, coming around with your spare hands, place it on the floor and really get into that twist. So as you use your connection between the hands and the knee to pull yourself round, make sure that your inner thighs stay really calm. 4 breaths, twisting side 1. 4 breaths, twisting side 2. After side 2, we come down to the mat. We're coming into a figure 4 stretch. We take the ankle across to the top of the thigh, send the knee outwards, and then come through, either grabbing onto the thigh or onto the bony bit at the bottom of your knee. So if you're gonna, the bony bit at the bottom of your knee rather than your shin. Whilst you're in your figure 4, try and keep your neck long and the collarbones open. Because the glutes are so variable, I'm going to let you decide how long you stay on that one. When you change sides, if it is tighter, then obviously you're going to want to stay on it for a little bit longer. If the first side you did was tighter, you might want to just go back and do that one. When you feel like they've both eased off a bit, we're going to bring the legs together and close to the chest, arms out to the side. Some belly twist for 4 breaths on each side, and then stretching out into Shavasana. So these postures really are designed to kind of get you ease into the idea of a much more relaxed approach rather than all the leaping around and stepping into goddesses and balances and things. So even though the Shavasana bit is the bit we will associate with relaxation, this has a role to play. And so when you're ready to come back to center and stretch out, come into your corpse pose, palms facing the ceiling, legs completely relaxed, falling outwards from the hips. Bring your attention now to calming your breath. So moving away from Ujjayi, coming back to easy breaths, letting the breath flow. As we come into Shavasana, the body naturally starts to rest. It recognizes it. So you might notice that as you calm the breath, you start to become aware of areas of your body where you hold tension. And you find it much easier to just soften into those spaces. Allowing your muscles to be calm, your body to be heavy, and your mind to be relatively clear. Every time you exhale, allow yourself to just drop into the mat, a little more heavily, a little more trust. All the way down to the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes. Every part of you softening, letting go. Relaxation is an active process. Often we use the breath as our anchor point. Today, keep your body. So if you notice your mind start to wander, bring your attention to your physical mind. Work on staying released. We're going to come into those 3R breaths. Inhale through the nose to the belly. Big sigh of the air out of your mouth. relax. Exhale. Allow your breathing to comfortably settle into a natural rhythm. And then start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then when you feel ready to, you can start sliding the feet up so you can hug your knees into your chest. Have a little rock from side to side. And then when you feel ready to come up to sitting. I didn't mute you.
Am I on?
Two of you. And I trusted Emma not to yell at her family.
We never quiet this time.
Yeah. Bring your hands together. Let's take a bow. Namaste. Well, that was fun.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
So next week is Easter Monday.
Oh, yeah.
More than that, it's my best friend's 40th.
Okay.
And more than that, it's my wedding anniversary. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not teaching next Monday.
Well, we wouldn't be here anyway. And what about Friday?
No, I'd completely forgotten that Easter was a thing. I was so fixated on Passover, I forgot that the two.
Yeah. So nothing Friday or Monday.
No, but I will see Thursday.
Well, I probably won't make Thursday. What time? No, I won't. 6:30, isn't it, Thursday? I don't think I will.
Ugh. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I'll
yes,
see Nina. I'll see Nina on Wednesday.
definitely. Right. I shall see you.
See you all soon. Yeah. See you very soon. Take
Yeah.
care.
See you later.
Bye, Emma.
Bye.